Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got breaking news coming out here for you, and I want to bring you an update regarding many times I've reported here that there could be potential terrorist attacks inside of the United States and also some reports inside of Europe as well. So, if you weren't aware, just about roughly 2 weeks ago, there was a terrorist attack on the Crocus City Hall. It's like a music venue near Moscow in Russia. Okay, and supposedly ISIS-K took responsibility for that attack, and ever since then, we've been having week after week reports inside the United States from multiple national security officials that there could be some type of potential terrorist attack in the United States, and they say that it could be ISIS-K. And I understand a lot of people say that ISIS is a U.S. organization or whatever it might be, but these reports are still coming out and they're real. Okay, that there really could be some sort of a terrorist attack inside the United States, and that's what I'm more concerned of, to bring you that information to let you know that the threat is real. Okay, and obviously the southern border is wide open and has been for several years now. So there is just numerous amounts of people pouring in through that border. Many of them come through unscathed, don't even get caught. We don't even know who these people are. Many of them could be terrorists or could be people that want to do harm to the United States. And obviously, this is happening all throughout Europe as well. Okay, I've seen many videos online or video footage showing many migrants coming from lots of countries and just flowing into many European countries. So definitely this threat is worldwide. Okay, it is not just in the US, but particularly in this video we're going to talk about the US because of Christopher Wray. So the FBI director here on your screen is requesting funding from Congress to tackle some threats, potentially terrorist threats in the United States. They say it could be from ISIS or it could be from other groups too. Who knows where it could be from? At this point, I don't think it really matters. I think what matters is the fact that we all get prepared for this and be ready in case something like this happens. So let's get right into this on Reuters. I'm going to give you some information here. FBI concerned about possible coordinated attack in the U.S. after Russia massacre. Okay, so the FBI is concerned about the possibility of an organized attack in the United States similar to the one that killed scores at a Russian concert hall last month. The Bureau's director plans to tell a House of Representatives panel on Thursday. Looking back over my career in law enforcement, I'd be hard pressed to think of a time where so many threats to our public safety and national security were so elevated all at once. Christopher Wray is set to tell lawmakers during a budget hearing, but that is the case as I sit here today. I just want to note something here. If the FBI director is coming out and saying that there's major threats of attacks inside the United States or terrorist attacks, why is the border open? That just goes to show right there that there's definitely some major issues here in this country that need to be dealt with. I know this is a very political topic, and I'm sure both sides of the aisle would have different reasonings for why that might be, right? So I'm not going to get into that. But just strictly, if we're talking about threats here in the country, in the United States, why is the border open? Like, you would think that a president would be like, okay, if we have major threats of the country, time to close the border down. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of whatever political thing you're trying to do or whatever it might be, the border should be shut down if there's a threat to the nation. Like, that's the job of the president and the people who represent the country, is to protect the citizens, provide that protection and shut down that border if they have the power to do so. But if you realize that's not being done here, so in a way, it almost seems like you're kind of on your own, is kind of how I see it. You're on your own, and the government is really not going to do much to put a stop to this threat. But at least the FBI director is asking for help. So the March 22 attack on a concert hall in suburban Moscow, killed at least 144 people, the deadliest in Russia in 20 years. A branch of the Islamic State militant group claimed responsibility, but Russian President Vladimir Putin, without citing evidence, has sought to blame Ukraine. U.S. officials have been worried about the possibility of an attack carried out by an individual or small group inspired by the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, But the FBI is growing concerned about a more coordinated attack following the concert massacre in Russia, Wray will say during testimony. Of increasing concern is the potential for a coordinated attack here in the homeland, akin to the ISIS-K attack we saw at the Russia concert hall a couple weeks ago, he will say. Wray will also plans to press lawmakers to renew a U.S. surveillance program set to expire this month, calling it an indispensable tool against U.S. adversaries. A modest overhaul of that program was blocked in the House on Wednesday amid concerns from members of both parties that it did not go far enough in curbing the government's surveillance powers. It is critical in securing our nation, and we're in crunch time, Wray plans to tell lawmakers. So that's a very big statement there. Critical in securing our nation, and we're in crunch time. So that sounds to me like there's a very big possibility something like this could happen very soon. And think about this too. If this war really starts to break out in the Middle East, I just reported earlier that Israel is preparing right now to be attacked by Iran. And the CENTCOM commander, Michael Correa, he's over there right now as well, coordinating with the IDF and preparing to defend against an attack from Iran. Don't you think that could potentially spark major tension throughout the world, especially in the Muslim world? And if this is a plan to launch some sort of coordinated terrorist attack on the United States, or maybe in Europe or something, that's definitely a cause for concern. And that's why I want to bring this to your attention, that this thing could be right around the corner, okay? So when you are out in public, I don't care where you live, okay? Even if you're not in the United States or Europe, no matter where you live, I think you should always be on, have your senses at a heightened awareness at all times. Pay attention to your surroundings. Don't go into areas that you shouldn't be going. Stay away from bad areas. Try to stay in the better areas of your city or your town or wherever you live. And try to avoid conflict. And if anything ever breaks out, try your best to stay away from that and just hunker down, because this could get really bad here in the United States or just anywhere whenever we really start to move into a time of turmoil and aggression in the world, which we're really starting to see that right now. Okay, it's definitely not a time of peace, and I think most of you can see that by now. So just prepare yourselves, and if you can, I always highly recommend it. If you can, do it legally. Carry some sort of self-defense tool if you're able to, and just do the best you can to have supplies on hand should something break out. Have some extra food or water in your house stored up. And what I highly recommend is a water filter. Okay, if you can go out and get a water filter, you can get a Sawyer Mini from Walmart for like $20 and it'll filter like 300,000 gallons of water. Okay, so just try to have those basic supplies, because if anything really major were to happen, we could have a lot of disruption in services and emergency personnel, things like that. So just wanted to bring this to your attention and let you know what's going on. Once again, this is probably the second or third time in the last couple months that the FBI director is coming out and warning of potential terrorist attacks in the U.S. So stay on your tippy toes here, ladies and gentlemen. If you got something out of this video, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and be safe out there. We'll see you in the next one.